DreamTune Era presents NIGHTPROOF, a mystery and suspense audio drama produced by DreamTune Studio. I'm James Carter, your storyteller. Tonight's story is The 6-Second Lie. The night remembers everything. At 10:17 on a Thursday night, a recording seemed to capture a man screaming inside the quietest room in Calder City. 3 minutes later, Rowan Pell was found there unconscious. The recording appeared to preserve his final confrontation before the attack. It even identified the woman with him. There was only one problem. She had never entered the room. The Civic Memory Lab preserves voices the city refuses to lose. Emergency broadcasts, council recordings, oral histories, courtroom tapes. Booth C is used to restore the most damaged material. Thick walls, floating floor, acoustic seals, almost no outside sound. Senior archivist Rowan Pell had been found beside its playback console with a fractured wrist, a head injury, and 11 seconds of audio still running. Detective Tomas Grell played those seconds for Sera Venn shortly before midnight.
You copied them.
Lower your voice.
You think deleting the log deletes what you did.
Rowan.
I'm reporting it tonight. No. Mina Cade, junior conservator. Her access record has 9 minutes missing tonight.
And that's her voice?
She says it is.
That's unusual.
Confessing the voice is unusual.
Confessing everything except being in the room.
Nina was waiting beside the digitization suite when they questioned her.
Yes, we argued.
Tonight?
Yesterday afternoon, Rowan found something I'd erased.
9 minutes from the access system.
I used Studio 2 after hours.
For what?
An audition.
For what?
Audiobook work. I don't want my supervisor hearing me perform romance novels in a municipal archive.
So you deleted the access record?
Only mine. Rowan confronted me yesterday. That recording is from yesterday.
Then why is it underneath what sounds like tonight's Booth C room tone?
I don't know.
That was the first reasonable theory. Mina had erased evidence. Mina had argued with Rowan. Someone had taken yesterday's conversation and made it appear to happen tonight. Perhaps Mina herself. Sera almost accepted it. Then Gideon Rusk entered the room.
How bad is Rowan?
Alive.
Thank God. I heard the argument from the recording. It sounded vicious.
You heard it?
Detective Grell told me.
I told you there was a recording.
Gideon smiled, but only with his mouth. Booth C swallowed sound. Sera stood motionless for 15 seconds. Grell eventually whispered,
What are we waiting for?
The dehumidifier.
It's outside.
Exactly. Every 18 seconds. Again.
I don't remember that on Rowan's recording.
Neither do I.
They replayed it.
You copied them.
Lower your voice.
No dehumidifier. But Sera heard something else.
Back 6 seconds.
Lower your voice.
Forward.
I'm reporting it tonight. Same sound.
Not similar. Same.
Looped room tone.
6.4 seconds of artificial silence, repeated beneath yesterday's argument.
So Mina was telling the truth.
About that.
The fabricated recording answered one question and created a worse one. Why manufacture evidence against Mina if Rowan was already unconscious? Sera inspected the booth. Rowan's jacket had a streak of blue wax across one sleeve. The booth floor had none.
Furniture polish.
Preservation wax.
Used where?
The mobile transport carts. Blue rails. Keeps metal cases from scraping.
Rowan wasn't attacked here.
Because of wax?
Because this room is lying twice. The recording lacks a sound that belongs here, and his clothing contains something that doesn't.
The transport carts were stored beside the loading corridor. As Grell pushed one, a loose metal tag beneath its handle struck the blue rail. Sera stopped him.
Again.
That's close.
Close enough to matter. Not enough to prove where the silence file came from.
The resemblance gave them a physical lead, not an origin story. Rowan's blue wax placed him against one of these carts. The staged recording's repeating tick sounded strikingly like the same kind of contact, but the recording itself had already proved artificial. Then the freight lift cycled.
How often?
The lift?
Yes.
Whenever someone calls it.
Not after 10. Overnight maintenance cycles it automatically every 20 minutes.
At 10?
10 sharp. 10:20. 10:40.
Rowan's watch stopped at 10:02.
Impact damage.
Maybe.
Sera's reconstruction changed. The recording only claimed a later attack. Rowan's injury, the wax, and the loading corridor evidence pointed earlier, shortly after 10. The rest looked increasingly like staging.
Why stage anything?
Because Rowan found the substitutions.
What substitutions?
3 original voice masters were replaced with high-resolution copies. The copies are good enough for public access. The originals are not replaceable.
That's an accusation.
It's an inventory fact.
Who controls original master movement?
Gideon authorizes transfers.
With a second sign-off.
From Rowan.
Usually.
Usually is a dangerous word in an evidence room.
Grell pulled the transfer history. 3 originals had left preservation storage during the previous month. All 3 returned within 40 minutes. All 3 carried Rowan's approval code. Rowan had been out of the building on 2 of those dates.
Cloned credentials.
Or someone with access to the approval terminal.
Half the senior staff can use it.
But only one person described the recording before hearing it.
What?
You said the argument sounded vicious.
Tomas told me there was one.
I never said argument.
Gideon looked toward Mina.
She could have told me.
I didn't.
You knew because you built it.
For the first time, Gideon stopped smiling.
Rowan discovered the master substitutions. You needed his discovery to look connected to Mina's deleted access record. So you used a real argument between them.
That's theory.
You laid it over 6.4 seconds of clean booth silence. Repeated. But the silence wasn't clean enough.
The cart tag.
A repeating sound like it. The wax proves Rowan contacted one of those carts. The sound supports the same location, but I don't need it to carry more weight than that.
And you think that puts me there?
No. Your knowledge of the fake argument puts you inside the fabrication. The transfer history gives you motive. The wax moves the attack out of booth C, and the freight cycle narrows the real time.
And Rowan's watch.
Gideon Rusk was the attacker. Rowan had discovered that Gideon was stealing original municipal recordings and replacing them with near-perfect digital copies. Shortly after 10 o'clock, Gideon confronted Rowan near the loading corridor. At 10:02, that confrontation injured Rowan and stopped his watch. The blue preservation wax on Rowan's sleeve placed him there. Gideon moved Rowan into booth C while the room was open for calibration. Then he took Mina's real argument with Rowan, combined it with artificial silence, and made it sound as though the attack had happened later inside the booth. The clues had been there all along. The missing dehumidifier thump, the stopped watch, the blue wax, the calibration access, and Gideon knowing about Mina's argument before he should have. No single clue proved the case. Together, they did. Mina really had deleted the access log. She really had argued with Rowan. But she had not attacked him. Gideon had taken her real secret and turned it into evidence against her. Rowan survived. By morning, police recovered 2 missing masters from a climate-controlled locker rented under Gideon's company credentials. The 3rd had already been sold. Gideon had stolen the recordings. He had attacked Rowan. He had framed Mina, and he had built the false recording. That case was over, but one part of the recording still had no explanation. 6.4 seconds of silence. Sera listened again to the 6.4-second artificial silence file Gideon had used. Then again.
We know what that sounds like. Cart tag.
We know what it resembles. That's different.
How?
Because Gideon didn't record this silence.
He admitted making the fake.
He admitted assembling it. The clean silence file was already inside the restoration package he used.
Sera opened an unrelated recording from an old transit arbitration, digitized 4 years earlier in another building. She played 8 seconds.
That's impossible.
No. Impossible would be easier.
The same 6.4 seconds of artificial silence existed in 2 unrelated archives, years apart, in buildings that had never shared a cart, a microphone, or a wall. Gideon had used that silence to build his fake. He had not created it. It was already in the system 4 years earlier. So Sera had solved the attack on Rowan. But she had uncovered something larger. Somewhere in the city's archive history, the same manufactured quiet had appeared beneath different recordings, different rooms, and different truths. Whether it came from a person or from some hidden process, Sera did not yet know. But now she knew what to listen for. And if the same silence had appeared twice, one question remained in the dark. How many other recordings were carrying it? The case of Rowan Pell was closed. The case behind the 6-second lie had just begun. You've been listening to NIGHTPROOF, presented by DreamTune Era and produced by DreamTune Studio. I'm James Carter, your storyteller. If you enjoyed tonight's mystery, follow DreamTune Era so you don't miss the next episode. Until next time, remember, the night remembers everything. See you in the next episode.